In this lesson, I want to create another section here that we can utilize within our web page and our web project. So this particular one is actually, it's not going to be a section, it's just going to be a little bit, another call to action essentially within our web page. And then maybe we'll have a container with some content and then our contact area right at the bottom. So I'm going to use Beautify, make it look much nicer here, and I'm going to close off these sections. So we've got the About Me section here, we've got our header section, and so on. So I'm going to, maybe I can just reuse some of this code that I created in About Me, make it smaller. And then going down to here, so I can utilize that same About down here. And then just update this to be more, I'll call it more or something like that, container, and give it MD12. Let's hide all of these here and copy and paste all of these paragraphs. So this is just maybe some information about the web page. So this is going to be a section. We're not going to actually link to it from our content above. So just create some spacing here between what we're doing within our web page. And I'm going to call this a side because I don't want to have this as an actual section. So I don't want to take the same properties as typically would be done with a section, but I want to use the Bootstrap styling in order to do this. So I'm going to use div. I'm going to create a class, and this class is going to be container. And this is going to be essentially another type of call to action within our page. We're also going to use that text center class to center our text. And then we're going to have some kind of action here that we want to have within our web page. So here is your email to the list to get the best deals first. So our call to action essentially is going to be maybe a modal pop-up to add in your email or so on. And then we're just going to have, so maybe I'll create a button here and give it a class. So button, and we'll do primary. So primary button, and within this button, we're going to say add email. So let's take a look and see what this looks like now within the web page. Refresh it. So we've got this particular section. So we need to actually make some way to distinguish this. So we can do that within our CSS as well. But first, before we do that, before we jump into the CSS, the contact section, and then as well as the footer. So let's create some placeholders for that. So section, and then this one is going to have an ID of contact. So that's our contact section, and we're going to need some divs in here. So opening and closing divs. And then lastly, let's create our footer. And then this is where we would place copyright info, blah, blah, blah. So maybe this could be where we've got our company name and so on, copyright and so on. Let's jump out and see what our web page looks like now. So we've got our container there, we've got our contact area, and then we're going to add in the rest of the Bootstrap components for added functionality, look and feel for our website. So all of this is coming up in the next set of lessons.